everybody's having a good week. Here in Michigan, the colors are starting to change even since you left 2 weeks ago. Here's a couple pictures of my backyard, and you can see that the leaves are starting to change, and in about 2 weeks they'll be at peak color. So anyways, this week we have a case only for you to read. It's about Karen Leary, and tells the story of her issues that she's having with one of her salespeople, or one of her financial consultants, I believe they call him in the case, at Merrill Lynch. His name is Ted Chung, and it's an interesting case about culture and things, but we really haven't talked a whole lot about culture. So I am going to ask you to take or talk about things like VABES, means, influence, power, as you begin to develop in small groups, which I'll talk about in a minute, a case write-up for this case study. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you into 4 groups. Now 2 of these groups consist of people that have expressed an interest in trying to do a video conference next week. The other 2 groups, I'm going to ask you to do something other than discussion board. You can either do a chat room and let me know and I can set that up for you, or you can do a teleconference on a phone call basis, or if you still want to try to get it together, you can do a video conference. But I want you to get together in your small groups and spend a little bit of time talking about this case. I want you to start by developing a problem statement, and then go into developing some hypothesis and recommendation, or some hypothesis and doing some good analysis, and then ending up with some good recommendations. I'm not going to ask you to write up the case. I'm just going to ask you to do everything that you would do in preparation for writing a case. Now you're probably wondering what's the work product going to look like. For those of you who are going to meet in a teleconference, you're going to invite me to join, and I can pop in and take a look at it for a while. May not stay there the whole time, but see what's going on. Or for all groups, you can write a summary of what took place during your meeting. And what I'll be doing is posting the small groups. I'm going to assign them so nobody's left behind. And I'll also, when I assign those groups, I'll put one member's name in red print. And it'll be that person's responsibility to get the group together. Again, the first 2 groups that I post will be for video conference. The second 2 groups will leave it open to you. However, keep in mind that video conferences will not be an option going forward. It will be mandatory. So if you haven't gotten the equipment yet and learned how to use it and are ready to go, you probably should do that sooner than later. The fact that it's an option this week should not delay you from that buying decision. I'd just like to spend a couple minutes on talking about the discussion board. Last night, Saturday, when I checked the discussion board, we had 11 out of, I believe, 17 total participants. Today I checked and we have 16. So that means that some of you are still waiting till the very end of the week to get on the discussion board. It's really important that you get on early and often, as I like to say, and if you're getting on 2 or 3 times a week, that'll be enough. I don't know if you've been on the board unless you do post, so if you visit, please do post so that you get credit for your visit. And try to get in earlier in the week and then again later in the week so that we can truly have a conversation and not just a one-way. The other problem with getting in late is a lot of your ideas and thoughts may have already been talked about. So when we get back up on discussion boards again, I believe next week or the following week, let's make sure that we're all getting out there early and often. And for those of you who have been having a great discussion this week, I thank you for your participation. The other thing I'm going to be doing is we've decided as a group at DeVos, for all of our blended programs, we're going to only keep discussion boards open for a week going forward. So all the discussion boards that have been opened up to this time will be closed after tonight. And then once we post a board, we're only going to leave it up for a week or 8 or 9 days and then take it down, because we find that people are spending more time on the old boards, or quite a bit of time on the old boards, and not getting involved in the new boards quick enough. So we're going to try to overcome that by just simply closing the boards at the end of the week, or the end of the period that they were posted for. Other than that, I hope you all have a good week. Give me a call or an email. Let me know if you're going to do a video conference. Otherwise, send me a summary of the meeting that you had with your group. And the summary should be pretty brief, just when you met, who met. Just want to make sure that everybody participated, and then some summary bullet points about what happened. Perhaps give me a problem statement, 5 or 6 good hypotheses, and 5 or 6 good recommendations. This is good practice for when you're going to have to write a case study in a few weeks by yourself. So have a good week, and we will talk to you next Sunday.